Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is I, your host, Mr. Sean, and today I am kind of stuck at home. I've not been feeling great the past couple of days, but hey, you know what? If I'm stuck at home, I might as well do a little recording. So here we go. Today we're hopping into r/inceltears. Incel, of course, stands for involuntary celibate, a classification of a group of people who, despite their desire to get some, instead get none. Please don't confuse them with virgins, however. Virgins are merely a biological state of being where you have not experienced sexual intercourse yet, while incel is a state of mind. We're gonna hop right into that in just a second, but first, please let me mention to you my business, Chimera Miniatures. While I, Mr. Sean, cannot cure anyone's inceldom, I can cure their miniature woes. I make all kinds of miniatures included but not limited to repainted HeroClix, tabletop RPG miniatures, as well as the spicy miniatures. Just so you know, soon to come to my stores on eBay and Mercari, I am currently working on adding the following characters: Electra, Raven, Shriek, and Dazzler to my spicy offerings. Check the links if you're interested. And now, let's get to the video. I don't question the men of any race voting. They helped build this country, by force at first, but because they could later and served in the military. Men voted on facts and necessities. Women tend to vote on feelings. Even today, women vote on the cutest. That's why Newsom is governor. Or because someone has a vagina. Hillary. Women are on average much less rational and pragmatic than men, and much more emotional. When the bill was passed, only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. Since then, our country has fallen to shit, with massive amounts of irrational disagreement and insane policy decisions. You tell me if it was a good idea or not. Women got the right to vote, and then prohibition was repealed, so yay alcohol. Average policy standpoints? Give everything away. Who cares if our country is drowning in debt? No, don't hurt them, they're people too. Meanwhile, millions pouring over border and committing crime in mass numbers. Everyone should have the right to insert degeneracy here.
Nah, he's right. Women suffer no consequences of their vote. Men get drafted to war if the wrong leader gets in. Men get slaughtered over the wrong vote. Y'all need to realize that we as men suffer the highest consequences of death due to politics, and women vote out of wanting to abort babies. There's a huge difference in our risk. One wants selfish desires, and the other wants to survive. But hey, oppression, right?
Oh, nope. Take on this guy's side. Women shouldn't be able to vote. They are too emotional and not logical enough. Namely, many women don't see how or why immigration could cause problems. Major one is when a bad law or bad person is voted in and the country goes to war. Men have to fight that war. Women can fight too, but they have the option of fleeing or banging their way out of a situation. Modern day example is Ukraine. Nearly all the guys, 18 to 65, are being slaughtered, while the women flee to Poland and other European countries. Women already have their own way of voting the direction of society through reproduction. In fact, women arguably shape society in the biggest way by determining which man, or men, to reproduce with. Not only do they choose which man, but men will often change to what the women are looking for. Edit. Nothing? No logical refutes? I'm not surprised. Yeah, man, I'm not surprised that whoever you were talking at decided y'all weren't smart enough to engage in any actual discourse, so yeah, me neither, bro. The future is good-looking chads with multiple good-looking girls, and ugly girls with multiple cuck low-value males.
No! The future of society is war! Chad heads rolling down the streets, voids being ripped left and right, etc. Better start preparing now!
Simmer down there, buddy. You're just hungry. I think your taquitos are done, so go deal with that. Something bad is happening. I have seen 3 9 out of 10 females in the past month dating cave trolls, demons, true fat fuck receding hairline 5'2" boyfriends. Each time I saw, I was certain they were her orbiter, until they kissed. I have never seen this. No, they weren't. Dude, I have noticed an uptick in this as well, and it makes me spiritually sick.
They may have gotten burned by Chads before and then revert to a safe guy. Maybe they actually want to see better looking guys squirm, but it could relate to the reverse hierarchy going on. Or the guy has potential to make money / parents have some.
Yeah, because like if a guy that you think is uglier than you gets a hot girl, it couldn't be because, I don't know, they actually get along and there's more to life than just looks. Like incels, come here. As a guy who is happily married, let me give you some advice about relationships. I have no idea why my wife loves me. I am not rich. I am not the best looking, and I can be annoying as fuck. But she loves me, and I love her, and you know what? I simp for my wife. Why wouldn't I? This is a woman who has promised to love and cherish and tolerate me for the rest of our lives. It blew my mind when I found out she had a crush on me. It never occurred to me in the years we had known each other before we started dating that she had any of those feelings for me, because I didn't see myself as the kind of person that women have crushes on. But the thing is, you never know what you or your lady is going to find attractive. Attraction will strike you when you least expect it. And the thing is it is the whole person that you are attracted to, not just their looks, not their money, not because they're safe. There's something about that person that they find irresistible, and that something is all of them. It's their personality. I mean, I literally have seen a dude that I would have assumed was an incel on a TV show with a girl who literally said part of what makes him sexy is his unsexiness. And it's like, well, that's kind of like, ow, low blow. You know what? You're attracted to what you're attracted to. And I think what she really means is that she finds a non-traditionally handsome man attractive, and that is totally cool. The thing is, when you try to rank men and women on this number system, it's not objective, it's subjective. Even society will change over time. There is no objective standard of beauty. There's something that's like in right now according to the media, but everybody has their own preferences. So just because you think, oh, that girl's really hot and that guy's really unattractive, he might be just her type. And at the same time, there might be someone out there who everyone is like, I'll give an example. A lot of people think Scarlett Johansson is a 10 out of 10. Now, I have nothing against her as a person, but I will say honestly, yeah, she's an attractive woman, but she just doesn't do it for me. I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying she's not my type. And that's not like a flex or anything, because I guarantee you I'm not hers either. So don't think that just because you don't find a dude attractive, that girl doesn't find him attractive. So please just learn the difference between objective and subjective, is all I'm really trying to advise here. Next up, we have this post from an intellectual. I'm not saying all Fords fuck dogs, but a lot do. And there's far more Fords who fuck dogs than unattractive men. I'd say about 25% of the Fords have gotten fucked at least once by their dog. It's why they're so obsessed with them. I'll be honest, I would question the power of any Navy that apparently would make someone with this opinion, who publicly decries it, a 2-star admiral, but hey, to each their own. And ultimately, I've always been confused by this thing called the dog pill, where these incels think that women are attracted to their dogs over ugly men. And I've been trying to figure it out, where this comes from. I mean, of course, the easy answer is it's just them hate ranting. But I think it comes down to the fact that these incels cannot love or care about anything that they can't put their dick in. And therefore, they see people caring about their partner. Oh, well, you just care because you get to put your dick in her. Caring about their children. Well, clearly you're doing shit to your child. They see people loving their animals. Clearly you're fucking those animals. And it's because their minds are so warped that they cannot fathom being able to love and care about something that you're not having sex with. Alright guys, quick content warning before we get into this one, because it concerns forcible activities against women, trigger warning. Because this guy, apparently, who's asking a question, thinks that he was born to destroy Earth. And he says, I don't understand the concept of rape. I don't understand how rape is different from sex. It is still sex, in fact. Why is it treated that differently? The factor of consent doesn't change the act itself. Sex is always sex, no matter if there is consent or not. So theoretically, it shouldn't be treated differently by society.
Rape hurts Foyd's feelings the most, and a gynocentric society only cares about Foyd's needs during peaceful times.
The idea of rape being terrible is understandable and necessary in a properly functioning society. If one rapes a Foyd, she is no longer a virgin, and therefore no longer a good wife, which is the only thing a woman can really accomplish, bar exceedingly rare circumstances. Essentially, you have taken away 99% of her inherent value. However, in a society in which 99% of Foyds lose their virginity by 15, rape isn't really a particularly brutal crime, and is only hated because it represents women's grasp on gatekeeping sex slipping.
No! Monogamy has only created incels, an endless circle of suffering. Before monogamy, any man could rape any Foyd he wanted. Monogamy is the reason why incels exist. Also, monogamy enforces capitalism and inequality between people, and disconnection between people.
200 years ago, any man who could work was entitled to a virgin wife who legally could not leave him. Hypergamy, our current system, and one often practiced in Africa, South America, and South Asia, results in only the top 10% of men getting 100% of the women.
Your wife will become old after 15 years, and you will be incel again. I don't support hypergamy. I support sexual communism. I understand I have extreme male brain, but why do Foyds feel so violated by rape? But they dress as naked as possible, do OnlyFans, and wear slut clothes. Just like pregnant Foyds get pregnant so that the baby masturbates their hole.
I kept thinking that one couldn't get any worse, but it just kept getting worse. But it always boggles my mind how people don't understand what a horrible and violating crime rape is. And again, I'm not monetized, fortunately, because there's no way this video would stay monetized on how many times I'm saying this word. But the other night, my wife and I were watching this true crime, docu-series, a little mini-series about, well, what at first thought is this woman was kidnapped, or so her boyfriend claimed. The cops immediately thought he'd killed her. Then, when she reappeared, they thought it was like a real-life, Gone Girl situation, and they were thinking of bringing her and her boyfriend up on charges for faking a crime. And in reality, in the end, it turned out she had been kidnapped. She had been raped repeatedly over the course of 2 days before this sick fuck who raped her just dropped her off at her parents' house. And had it not been for the dedication of a policewoman working on a different case that turned out had the same perpetrator, nobody would have ever believed that this happened to her. And in an interview, the woman who went through this ordeal mentioned that when she was younger, she had been molested, and she made the point of, that suddenly someone's fingers were inside of her. And upon hearing her say this, I vocalized kind of a thought process going through my head. Not something I just realized, but I finally had the right words to vocalize this idea. And this was nothing my wife didn't already know, so I wasn't informing her or mansplaining, but it was shit. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that sex is some mystical, sacred thing that can't be done just for a good time. Sex is at its core fun. And whether that's full-on sexual intercourse or, oral or just finger banging someone, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun because you have decided you want to do this. It's like any other fun activity. Because one thing, if you've listened to my show, you'll realize, you'll realize that a lot of times I boil things down to being very simple. It's there's certain things that we're no, this is so much bigger than the other things. And it's it's all kind of the same. But so the thing is, Having consensual fun sex is no different than deciding, hey, let's go to the amusement park, or let's go to the video arcade, or let's sit down and watch a movie. It's engaging in an enjoyable activity with other people. But let's say at your trip at the amusement park, you watched a roller coaster go haywire and you saw some people die. Well, you probably don't like the amusement park again because you try to go to a different one, like maybe this one happened at Kings Island, so you try to go to Cedar Point, but just see that roller coaster, and even though it's a different roller coaster, you are right there again. And maybe you're not fazed. Maybe you can go right back to the amusement park next year and not be triggered by what you saw the previous year or a decade. Maybe you aren't fazed. Maybe eventually you get over it. That's also fine. But no, if you see something like that, if you have trauma associated with a certain activity, like going to the amusement park, nobody is going to judge you if you don't want to go to the amusement park anymore. And the same thing is for rape and molestation. Under normal consensual circumstances of like a finger bang, it's like, yeah, put your fingers in me. Let's do this. All right, good times. But if somebody did that and you didn't want them to, and then later on you're with somebody who you would technically be okay with them doing that, they might stick their fingers in and boom, you are right back to where you were with that trauma. Just like if it had been seeing a roller coaster go off the track, no, there is a really good chance that you will experience that trauma again, especially in the case of rape, because it's very personal. So like if you are raped, if you are sexually assaulted and you never are able to enjoy sex again, totally understand that. It sucks for you, but I get it. And that's the thing. Even if something starts as a consensual activity, the moment consent is violated and trauma is induced because, yes, being forced into something, like let's say you agree to go to the amusement park because it's all the same here, and there is one coaster that you do not want to go on, but your friends drag you onto it. Well, your consent has been violated and you now are having a bad time, and that is totally understandable, and it's the same basic principle here. Once your consent is violated, this fun activity isn't fun anymore, and that can linger. That can be trauma. So yes, if a girl is strutting around having sex with some random guy on OnlyFans, she has agreed to do that, so it is not trauma inducing. The second you go, I don't care if you want to have sex with me or not, this is happening, it's not fun anymore. And in fact, might make it not fun ever again, even if under normal circumstances, they might be able to have fun doing that with somebody else. That is as simple as I can put it. The second you make somebody do something against their will, you force trauma upon them, you have fucking scarred them. Yes, sexual intercourse is just a physical act, but nothing exists in a vacuum, guys. Nothing is just one thing. Everything has layers. And if you genuinely cannot understand, this isn't just you being an incel edgelord, why rape is so awful, you should probably just go, I can't recommend what I think you should do because that's not allowed on this thing, but I think you know what I think you should do to yourself. Allegedly in Minecraft to save other people the trouble of doing it to you. Sorry, this was supposed to be a funny episode, but it got a little real there at the end. Sorry guys. But anyway, that's gonna be our video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that like button, check out my other content, subscribe if you haven't already, and consider maybe clicking the links, becoming a channel member, joining the Patreon, or buying a mini. Be sure to leave a comment in the video. That really helps the algorithm show that this channel is worth recommending. If you can't think of a comment, just say hi. I love it when people say hi. I make 2 to 3 videos a week, and you know what? I can't do it if you don't come back and watch them, so please join us next time, and until that time, I'm Mr. Sean, this is Chimera Miniatures, and I sincerely hope that you alpha great day, and an even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye!